Silver Hudson Hornet Piston Cup Lightning McQueen has to be one of the most obscure Cars diecasts of all time. This guy is very rarely seen for sale, and information on him is incredibly scarce on the internet. He's basically a ghost in the Cars diecast line. You cannot find anything about this guy. In fact, when I did diecast history on him, I basically had nothing to say because everywhere I searched, I could find no information beyond the release year and the fact that he didn't make it to the US, as well as these strange things going on with his packaging and the diecast itself, which I'll get to in just a minute. Since then, I have found out a bit more information. This guy was released back in 2013 in a wave alongside several other Cars 2 Silver racers. Really odd, as you can see, everyone else here, this is on the BDD World of Cars database, of course, every other car here is a re-release of a pre-existing World Grand Prix Silver racer, and then there's just a Hudson Hornet Piston Cup McQueen for some reason. No regular Cars 2 McQueen, they did this one instead. As you can see from the packaging, and as I stated earlier, this guy never made it over to the US, meaning that for us collectors in the US, he is incredibly hard to come by. The only way I was able to get my hands on this item was because of my friend Robin Tailsfighter, who lives over in the Netherlands, who shockingly found 2 different loose versions of this item back to back over the span of a few months. So yeah, I got mine loose. As you can see, it's a little banged up, but the odds of me ever getting this item on my own are insanely low, so Robin picked it up and sent it to me for my birthday last year. Super nice of him, of course. Thank you so much. This is an item I would probably literally never get. But you see, the strangeness doesn't stop there, as I'm sure you probably already took account of. This McQueen uses his Cars 1 artwork. That is just Cars 1 McQueen art there, and also there on the name tag. Which is especially strange because also in 2013, we got the Silver McQueen, the Silver Cars 1 McQueen, who is, very, very similar. Pretty much identical packaging, except this one has that sort of World Grand Prix Silver Racers logo on it, and is, of course, an international card back. And even weirder, this McQueen doesn't have the mouth of regular Hudson Hornet Piston Cup McQueen, whose mouth looks like this. Now, this McQueen is actually a repaint of your original Cars 1 McQueen, complete with that original eye expression, with the raised eyebrows, with the one eyebrow down and the one raised up, and that original McQueen mouth. It has the eyes of your Hudson Hornet Piston Cup McQueen. Does it really? Honestly, it kind of doesn't. It has the face of a Cars 1 McQueen, but the design of Hudson Hornet Piston Cup McQueen. So what happened here, right? This is such a strange, absurd item. It's so weird. It's so weird. Anyway, guys, welcome back to another review and to another Cars Diecast review. Today, we are going to be taking a look at Silver Hudson Hornet Piston Cup Lightning McQueen. So let's get started. This is, of course, one of the most beloved McQueen paint jobs out there. Everyone loves Hudson Hornet Piston Cup McQueen. Everyone's been begging Mattel to bring it back for several years now. Funny thing about me and my collection, Hudson Hornet Piston Cup McQueen, specifically the metallic variant, was my all-time favorite McQueen diecast for a very long time. This guy came with the Cars Diecast Character Encyclopedia, and when I was younger, playing with my cars, or early on when I was filming videos for fun before I had a YouTube channel, this was my McQueen. This was the McQueen I used, and I absolutely loved it, and it's always going to hold a special place in my heart because of that. A funny story, in addition to this McQueen, I've since gotten my hands on several other versions of Hudson Hornet Piston Cup McQueen. The 2 Easter ones, this one with the bunny ears, as well as the 2024 re-release of the Easter McQueen with paint, who, much like this item, reuses the mouth from Cars 1 McQueen, despite being the Hudson Hornet Piston Cup design. I also got the McQueen Emater with no tires back in 2018, so now that I have the silver one, I have every variant of Hudson Hornet Piston Cup McQueen except for regular Hudson Hornet Piston Cup McQueen. I have every version of him, but not the main one. So, one day I'll find it. But until then, I have all the other ones, including really rare ones like this one and the one from the book. And I just think that's very funny. But the reason why I've been using this one for comparison throughout the review is because I don't have the normal version of this McQueen. That's the closest to the normal one I have. But as you can see, the decals on these two are pretty much identical. Actually, they're the exact same. The only difference is that he's silver, whereas this one is metallic red. And of course, this one is using your your Cars 1 McQueen eyes and mouth. We've got the Rusty's medicated bumper ornament, rear end formula logo there. It's covered up by a chip, but you can see he does have the Cars 2 version of the lightning bolt there on the headlight, right next to the 95. We've got his iconic lightning bolt stickers as well, quite a bit bigger than they are on this version. Moving on to the side, this really makes the designs on this McQueen pop. This is such a cool McQueen design, and the lightning bolt is very subtle, being in this kind of deep red color. Here, with McQueen's main red being silver, you can see the lightning bolt a whole lot better, as well as the fact that there are actually 2 lightning bolts. There's this one, and then there's one up here on the roof as well, which again typically blends into the back of McQueen, and I definitely prefer how it looks there, but it's cool to see on the silver version, sort of that getting highlighted, right? We've got his light year tires. I always love the wheels on this McQueen with that nice yellow outline, just like they're supposed to be. On the side, we got the Hudson Hornet Piston Cup logo, as well as the Little Torquey Pistons Revolting and Mood Springs contingency sponsors there. Number 95 with that little tiny baby lightning McQueen signature there, and 95 up there with the lightning bolt, again, scraped off because this is a loose item. It seems that mine, it's not only a little damaged, it's also a bit of a misprint. As you can see, the Rusty's logo on the spoiler is pretty lopsided and angled and off-centered, which is pretty funny. Moving on to the back, we've got the Rusty's logo, medicated bumper ornament, also at a bit of an angle. It looks like I got a bit of a lemon here, which is pretty funny. And of course, we just have your same old taillights. There is a look at the other side, and there is a look at the base. If I ever see this item in the wild for a cheap price, I guess I would pick it up again as a replacement, because this one is pretty banged up. But I am so glad that Robin picked this up for me, because like I said at the start of the video, this is an item I would likely never find on my own. So shout out Robin, as always, for making stuff like this happen. That's why it benefits to have friends in other countries when you're a collector. Still pretty rare over there, but like I said, he's found 2 different loose copies of the item. Anyway, guys, thank you all so much for watching this review. This is such a fascinating card to me. It was really fun to go through the absurd history of this item. Thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you guys next time when I review a diecast that's far easier to explain, Jamie, the car that spits off the side of a stadium. Bye now.